Hi, my name is Jana Stevens. I'm the District Administrator here in the School District of Superior, and I want to welcome you to the 2012-2013 school year. Today I wanted to have an opportunity to share with the community and with staff the things that we're trying to accomplish here in the School District of Superior. Our real purpose, our mission has always been the same, and that's to provide the kids with the best tools so when they leave us, they're successful. Well, in order to do that, there's a number of things that have to happen in our district. So today I'm going to talk about where we have been at, the impact that's had on our students, and where we're going to. So I'd like you to direct you to our PowerPoint, and that is past, present, and future. This is our glance at the School District of Superior. As you can see on the screen, long ago, there was not much accountability. In fact, there wasn't any accountability. When schools initially started, in our history too, not too long ago, every teacher really made choices on what they felt was appropriate. And the community and the parents really respected their decisions. Things have really changed in our community, and there's a much higher accountability piece. Some people feel that might be a bad indicator. I like to look at it as positive. If we're doing a good job, accountability should be nothing we're afraid of. But going back to in the past, in our School District of Superior, where we were at with a consistent behavioral system was all over the board. And what that means is we had every building in our district really choosing to do whatever they wanted to do with behavior and how we interacted together. That's one of our big initiatives, is to try to work collaboratively together. But again, before we didn't have any of this. And when I say before, I'm talking just in 2009, so it's recent that we're trying to move forward. Another big initiative beyond behavior is about our curriculum. Long ago, I say that meaning this is 1990, we had teachers choosing whatever they wanted to do with their classroom. So if there was a teacher that had a real passion for the rainforest, whether they were a second grade teacher or a seventh grade teacher, they would engage in those activities. We had no consistent way of having our curriculum organized. And technology, another big initiative in our district. Not too long ago, we had no computers. The only actual technology we had was overhead projectors and film strips. So we've come a long way in a very short amount of time. And finally, another big initiative in our district is about not only a chosen upon curriculum, the what we teach, it's the how you teach it. We had no defined strategies, we had no staff development on this area. And that goes to our next piece, staff development. In our district, we had no staff development time at all, and this is going back to 1994. We didn't have any time for teachers to come together to think, plan, look at data, and work together. Just wasn't something that our district, nor really any other district, was doing. And what impact did that have on our kids? What happened as a result of those kind of inconsistent plans? What effect was it having on the kids? Well, 57% of our kids, now this is 10th grade, looking as far out as we can get, in 1998, 57% of our kids were proficient or advanced in reading. Only 30% of our kids were proficient or advanced in math. And yes, when you think of the flip side, that means 70% of our kids weren't where we wanted them to be, that high. And when we looked at our high school back in 1998, there was over 12,000 referrals happening. Now, the referrals could have been anything from an out-of-school suspension for a fight, or it could have been for disrespect in the classroom. Still, very, very high number. So clearly, our kids weren't having the tools they needed and deserved to be effective and to be responsible when they left us. So what are we doing right now? And then the next part is going to be, where are we moving to? In our district, we do have a defined behavioral model. You may have heard about it if you've been, if you have you're a parent in the district, or if you've been to any of our buildings. It's called PBIS. And as you see on the screen, PBIS is not only at the district level as a team of oversight, it's also the individual building teams. Now, PBIS stands for Positive Behavior Intervention Support. We utilize the system from kindergarten to 12th grade. We started this in 2009. It was in its infancy at that point. You'll probably see at buildings posters or signage that talk about work, respect, belong. That's all based in this model. So again, we're trying to say everybody needs to be on the same page in how we work and act together. And the purpose of that is so our kids understand what all of the expectations are. Now that last piece on the screen you're seeing is SWIS. All that is a computer-based program where we collect data. Obviously, if you really want to make a difference as a district, you need to know exactly where you're at. So we use this SWIS monitoring piece to identify what are the problem areas and what do we do to resolve those problems. Again, the second big initiative in our district is about our curriculum. I'm going to show all of the things that we have in this piece. We do have a structure in place. We call it the CCC. All of that means is it's a Curriculum Coordinating Council. It's a group of teachers and administrators that come together to try to define what we're going to be teaching kindergarten through 12th grade. It is currently aligned with the Wisconsin model of academic standards. However, there's big changes in that area that I'll share in a few moments. One of the things we did to ensure that our teachers had the tools they needed to be effective in the classroom was to have a training on learning-focused solutions. And all that is about really effective teaching strategies and methods in a classroom. Technology, where we're at now. As you see on the screen, vastly different than where we were at just not too far back to 1990. We have now computer labs in every building. In fact, some buildings have several labs depending on the size of the student body. Every teacher has a computer. Not too long ago, we only had some buildings that had computers for their teachers. Now everyone has a computer. We have laptop carts now. What that is it's just a cart that holds 30 computers. And the key to making that successful is every building in our district is wireless. We cannot expect to embrace technology unless we're have the background able to do that. So we're all wireless. We have many software applications for not only our teachers but our students, and many hardware devices. So this area has just exploded. And as anybody that knows, that's what's happened to our communities and our world. We're all engaged in technology. Another big area, another big initiative is our effective strategies. Again, all of our staff members, every teacher in the School District of Superior and every administrator has had training on high impact strategies. But we recognize training isn't enough. We need to see it happening in the classroom. And that leads to the next piece, that the expectation that the staff will be implementing these highly effective teaching strategies. So how do we do that? We know that as administrators, we need to help and support our teachers, but we found that coaches, teachers helping teachers, is even a better model. So we have many coaches in the School District of Superior. And again, our supervision is really focused on what do we expect to see and holding teachers and ourselves accountable to make sure that's happening. So how do we do it? We use our staff development days. In the school district now, we have 8 staff development days. At one point, we had 4 half days. Then in the not too recent past, we moved to 5 days. This year, we have 8 staff development days, and buildings are utilizing building time much more effectively. Now, why do we do that? Because teachers and administrators need time to think and plan, look at how our kids are doing, and make sure we have support measures in place. Another way we really make sure that our staff development is getting much more effective is to have our teachers lead. We have outstanding teachers in the school district, and we need their help to move our district forward. And finally, you've heard me say this already, but I firmly believe we need to have data in order to make decisions. Otherwise, we're making decisions in a vacuum. So using data on what's actually happening and then crafting staff development based on that. So what does that mean for our kids? All this hard work that we've been doing, has it had any impact? At this point, and this is data from last school year, and it was the Wisconsin assessment that we used. 77% of our students were proficient or advanced in reading at the 10th grade level. 66 were proficient or advanced in math at the 10th grade level. and there were 2,000, just over 2,000 referrals. I'm going to guide you to the next slide so you can see the comparison from 1998, when we could start tracking pieces, to now. You'll see it's a 20-point different percentage points in the area of reading, 36 percentage points higher in math, and about 10,000 less referrals. So what we're trying to do clearly is making a difference, but I want to say very clearly, we recognize we still have work to do, and we're working hard to do that, which leads to our next piece. What are we trying to do in the future to make sure that all of our kids get to proficient or advanced levels? Again, we believe that we have to have a good behavioral system. Our buildings continue to need support with their teams and with the district oversight team to make sure that we're putting in place effective measures to make sure our kids feel safe and know the expectations and can meet them. We know that we have to be looking towards a new piece in Wisconsin, and that is the Common Core Standards. People may not be aware that the state of Wisconsin adopted the Common Core Standards. These are national standards. They're much different than our Wisconsin standards. What that means is this year in staff development, our teachers, again, are working very hard to understand exactly what these standards mean and how they can embed them in their instruction so our kids will benefit. Technology. What we're currently doing this year is very different than what we've done in the past. As you can see on the screen, we're doing a one-on-one rollout with our 9th graders here at our Superior High School. Let me explain a little bit about where we came to with that. Last year, the 2011-12 school year, we did an experiment with carts with our 9th grade teachers and our 9th grade students, having them have access to more computers to see what is going well and what isn't. That prepared us for this year to have every student receive a laptop in 9th grade the first couple of weeks of school. In addition, we know we have to expand, we have to have more labs, more carts for more technology. Now, buying those tools simply isn't enough. We also have to allow our teachers to have support and time to think about how do they use this tool effectively. We're doing that this year with building technology coaches. Every building has at least one coach, some have two. And we also have support from the district level. That is our district technology team. They oversee to make sure everything's going smoothly and identify what building needs might have. Then again, our other big initiative, it's about instructional strategies. We've been trained on this, but we also need to be looking for it in our classrooms and teachers holding themselves accountable for making sure that those effective strategies are happening in their classroom. Again, how do we do that? We utilize our staff development time. This year, we have 2 days that are usually back-to-back. An example is in November, on the 19th and 20th, there will be 2 staff development days. We've crafted those days for one full day where teachers can work with their colleagues, and an example is our entire first grade team will come together to look at what are the Common Core Standards, what are some things that we should be doing in the classroom, what needs do we have, and working on that collaboratively. We also spend time on technology on these days. There'll be a half-day learning session where teachers will be able to choose what do I need to know more about and be able to attend those sessions. And then spending time back at their building to identify what's happening in our building, making sure our culture, climate is at the top of its game. And then the final piece is the goal. And as you'll see on the screen, we have 3 different areas we've looked at. This has been our goal for a few years. I don't know that our community truly understands what we're trying to do, so I wanted to point this out. We're trying to get to a point where, as you see on the screen, 100% of our students will be at the basic, proficient, or advanced level. Now, those are just terms and categories for where we think kids need to be. So we believe on any test, our kids should at least be at the basic level. We also believe that we should have 90%, or 9 out of 10 of our students should be proficient or advanced. We're trying to get to that point. We recognize that some of our learners may be falling at the minimal level, as you see in the bullet number 3. What we expect is that if we do have students that are at a minimal level on any assessment that is given, the teachers, the administrators, our counselors are looking to identify, should we be doing something to help support that learner get better? Whether that means taking a different class, having an intervention, taking some time to look at what is it that's preventing them to get to that next level. Again, so how do we get there? And you'll see with all the bullets that are coming up on the screen, we need to have good teacher leaders. We need to deepen our focus on using data. We need to have outstanding instruction so our kids are engaged. We need to have good support plans for when kids aren't meeting our expectations. We need to have our coaches helping our teachers get better. And then finally, we need to have effective, meaningful supervision. If we can do all of these pieces, we can attain our goal. And this is one of our mottos in Superior, as you'll see on the screen. Coming together is a beginning. Keeping together is progress. We're trying to get to the point where we're working collaboratively together so we can be successful. And the purpose is those beautiful kids that you see on the screen. Those are the kids that we need to be successful when they leave us, our future citizens. So from that PowerPoint, I hope that you've gotten some idea of what we have been doing in our district to really make an impact on student achievement. We're working very hard. We have an outstanding group of teachers and support staff and administrators, and we know we need to even sharpen our skills more to get better so our kids will be successful. So I want to thank you for joining me today on the district. I hope this again provided you a little idea of what's happening in Superior. If you have any shows that you would like to have put on or things you'd like to know more about, you simply have to call the board office at 715-394-8710. Identify that you'd like to know more about something you've heard about in the district, and then we'll put a show on this. In addition, I would encourage all the community and any staff to please take a look at our district website at www.superior.k12.wi.us, or you can just Google Superior Schools. We're doing a lot of things on our website to help promote things that are happening and build an understanding of what's going on in this district. So again, please call or check out our website. Let us know what you'd like to know more about. And again, thank you for joining.